Are all your friends blonde? Do you want to be blonde too? Are you scared of the process of being blonde? Well then, this video is for you. Hey, welcome to the TouchUps Salon YouTube channel. Today we are going to go over should you go blonde. I'm Anthony at Model Makers Hair, and I'm here to answer all the questions you could possibly have about blonding and going blonde. All right. Let's start with the basics of blonding. How does it actually work? Well, we take bleach, that opens up the cuticle to your hair, which is like a safety layer. It shrinks all the color molecules, and then when we tone your hair with a demi-permanent, we close them back down. It sounds pretty easy, right? Well, boy do I wish it was, but it is a very intensive process that needs a lot of knowledge from your stylist to prevent you from getting your hair fried off. Very first question you want to ask yourself, and you should be consulting with your stylist about, is can my hair take it? Is your hair already chemically damaged? Have you used relaxers or perms on your hair that can cause an adverse chemical reaction and result in basically a fire? Is your hair super fine and fragile and breaks just when you brush it? These are things that you need to be concerned about because they can affect the lightening process. It's not saying that you can't, except for in the case of relaxers and perms, you can't. It's saying that you may want to think about it a little bit more, or you may want to use Olaplex or other additives into the bleach to ensure the safety of your hair. Some other reasons that you might not want to go really blonde is that you have incredibly thick hair. When you lighten hair, it actually expands the cuticle 30%. So if you have a ton of hair and you go really light, you're gonna have 30% more hair to deal with. So if that blow dry time was already 20 minutes, now it's 30. If it was 30, now it's 45. You're gonna have that much more to deal with. And it's just something that nobody really talks about in the salon because it's like, I got brown hair, I wanna be blonde. And you're like, okay, fine, let's be blonde. Like, it's always fun. But that's something to think about, that if you've got a ton of hair and it's hard to manage for you, it's not gonna give you less hair to be blonde. It's gonna give you thicker, denser hair than you had before. What about your lifestyle? Do you swim every day? Do you love to put your hair up in super high tight ponies 24/7 because you're a CrossFit athlete? Is your hair going to be exposed to a lot of the elements because you work outside all the time? Those environmental factors, if your hair is in a compromised state and you're not doing all of the take-home care and maintenance, can really be an issue. We have a client, she's a professional mermaid. Her hair is very, very, very blonde, but she has to take extra good care of it because when we first met her, she was dealing with a lot of breakage because she's in a chlorinated environment 5 days a week. And if you're in an environment 5 days a week that's terrible for hair, and then you lighten your hair and weaken your hair, it's gonna cause issues. But we got her on the proper product regimen, and she's able to do that, enjoy growing her hair out, keeping it very light blonde, and it works out just fine. Remember to consult. Like, it's the one thing that clients don't get enough of is consulting. We need to sit down and ask our questions to our stylist. And then when they give you advice, take the advice. If they say you need this product, this product, this product, this product, they're not lying to you. They're not just trying to sell you. They're trying to protect your investment and their hair reputation. Now, another thing I'd caution you on is if you're a really, really heavy styler, if you flat iron your hair every day, if you curl your hair every day, you know, it's gonna be really hard on your hair to be really light. I mean, most people that are blonde are trying to grow their hair out. They want long, beautiful blonde hair. It's very common in the salon for that to be what people are asking for, you know, and then they go home and they hit it with a 500-degree flat iron 5 days a week, and they wonder why their hair doesn't grow or their blondes don't stay bright. Those sort of things that you wanna know, and you wanna give an honest representation to your stylist. Don't lie to us. It does not help us if you lie to us, but tell us what you do, and then we can tell you how to make modifications that work better for what you're trying to achieve. Okay, second is maintenance. If you're gonna go blonde, you better be willing to keep up with it because we don't want any one-time blondes. No stylist, except for maybe on dudes like my hair. We're like, bleach you blonde, get you super light, and then have you completely give up on it right after that. Like, we wanna see you every 4 to 6 weeks to touch up those roots to keep you blonde. If you wanna be all over bleach and tone blonde, you're gonna be in the salon every 4 weeks. And that's just because that's the only way to keep it a very consistent color. The longer it grows out, the more likely you're gonna have banding. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about, where it's like bright blonde, yellowy blonde, bright blonde again, and you're like, I wanna get rid of this yellow, but I also come in every 12 weeks. It's like, well, the bleach is gonna process at different speeds depending on the heat of your hair. And so this hair out here isn't gonna get as light as the stuff that's nice and toasty warm right next to your scalp. And so if you're not willing to keep up with that kind of maintenance, then maybe you should look at other techniques. I'm gonna do a side note here for balayages and ombre style hair. They're amazing for low maintenance, bright blondes. They're great. You can come in 3 to 6 months, it just melts down, move it back up, it's great, right? It's a good option for a lot of you that want to have blonde in your hair, but maybe don't want to be 100% solid blonde. They can also do root shadows or root melts. Those are techniques that allow you to have a much softer grow out, so you can extend that a little bit further. It doesn't mean that you can never come to the salon again and always have pretty hair. You're still gonna have to come in for your toners and your trims, and that's gonna keep it the blonde tone that you need to look amazing, because toner only lasts 6 weeks. You know, I normally tell people 4 to 6 weeks because I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But if you're very, very light blonde and you wash your hair regularly, there's a reason it goes yellow, and it's not because your stylist messed up. It's because the toner wears off, because it just lives mostly on the outside of the hair, and you're not keeping up with it. And you're not coming into us and allowing us to do that because you want to save $35 or $38 or $50, whatever they charge for a toner in your market. You know, that money is not well saved if your hair looks like doo-doo. At our salon, if you just want to come in and get a toner and then leave wet, it's 38 bucks. You come in, we put it on, you sit 20 minutes, we wash it off, you get out of here. You go blow dry your own hair, and it's easy peasy like that. And that allows people to come in, get their hair looking pretty, and get on with their lives. We'll see you in 6 weeks for the cut. So along the lines of keeping up with it, Olaplex has come around, and this is an amazing product. I don't personally use it a lot in my bleach because it adds a lot of time to my services. I use something else that's called F18, and that works a lot better for my clients. But the Olaplex Take Home is amazing for blondes. You're breaking down cysteine bonds in the hair when you're lightening it. Olaplex goes back in and reforms those, along with a moisturizing deep conditioner and some high quality shampoo and conditioner. It's pretty much everything a blonde needs to look nice. If your hair's really dry, you can use a hair oil on the ends and keep it looking nice. You know, I'm gonna go back to what I've said in other videos, that healthy hair to me is shiny, glossy, and soft. It can be bright blonde, but if it feels like hay, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, I want it to feel nice. That's what I want. I'd rather have that and be a little bit darker than be a little bit lighter and be like through your hair shaft. Like, that is, some people, they're cool with that. I'm not as cool with that for the blonding that I do. So the last thing that you're gonna wanna be aware of for maintenance is, are you gentle on your hair? Are you always in that high, tight pony? Because if you have fine to medium texture hair and you're choking the hair in a rubber band 5 days a week for your workout, you're gonna have breakage. It's just gonna happen. Sensitive fiber, once it's been lightened and before it's been restored through regular deep conditioning, Olaplexing, and oils and all that stuff, if you're really rough on your hair, you brush through it, you know, you just like get out. I see that all the time. Yeah, you're breaking your hair off. Like, that's not your stylist's fault. That's you. You gotta relax. You gotta chill to keep it nice. You need to be babying that hair so that it can be beautiful for you and for all the hard work that your stylist puts in to get you there. Okay, so let's talk about which blonde's right for you. We have some pictures so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's start with people with cool skin tones. Guess what? If you have a cool skin tone, ashy, neutral, beige, blondes look amazing on you. I mean, it's like a huge surprise that if you're ashy, you should wear ashy hair so that it doesn't get in the way of contrasting against your skin tone. So you're gonna want your Elsa blondes. You're gonna want your cool blondes. Those are all gonna be shades that work really well for you if you are the pale, cool undertones. Now, if you're a warm undertone, lean on the side of warmth. I know that for a time, it's been really popular for people with really warm skin tones to do really ashy hair. And it's cool. I'm into it. It's got a lot of contrast. It's got kind of a funky feel to it, but it doesn't look natural. Okay, so let's just all admit that. It doesn't look like it's growing out of your head that color. So if you're going for subtle sun-kissed highlights, you can't go subtle sun-kissed ash highlights on really warm skin tones and not have it look fake. So if you're into that, that's cool. Make sure you're doing your makeup and looking nice so that it works with the look. And if you go on Instagram or TikTok, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I prefer doing the undertones that the skins have, so it's gonna be more of your sun-kissed, your warm, your wheats, your sandy blondes are all gonna work really well for those of you with warmer undertones. And if you're neutral, guess what? You can kind of go either way. There's a lot of variation inside of those tones that a stylist can work with. I've been watching my Instagram and I'm seeing all these peachy tones come out and they're like soft, cool peaches and I love them. They're like so pretty. And then there's a girl who's got peachy tones on warm skins and they're a warm peach. So you can have either one, talk to your stylist, figure out which one's gonna work best for you, but you can have beautiful color inside of the spectrum. You know, you don't have to have what everybody else has. I'm speaking to optimals. I want you guys to hear that. I think that you'll be able to pick a beautiful shade with your stylist with that knowledge. All right, last thing I'm gonna cover is the techniques of today that really, really matter. Okay, so first one, bleach and tone. We bleach your scalp, we bleach all your hair, you're 100% blonde. Some people might call it like a global lightener application. There's gonna be different names for all of these, but that's what our bleach and tone is. Second, you're gonna have baby lighting. So for those of you that wanna have a very high concentration of blonde, but a little bit of a softer grow out, it's baby lighting. It's 9 million foils with just a little bit of your natural hair coming out. So think of extremely heavy highlight. That's gonna be a baby light. It's gonna give you a really pretty variation in your hair. It's gonna give you a lot of blonding, and it'll be good for you. Then you've got your like ombre, balayage, teasy lights, which are the diffuse styles where it's melting into different colors. It can be really heavy application, you can be very blonde, or it can be a very subtle application, you can be much more sun-kissed. That's what's most trending right now. So if you're communicating with your stylist, you're gonna say, oh, I want teasy lights, or I want a balayage, or maybe I want an ombre style, and you're gonna wanna bring them pictures so that they can see exactly what you're talking about. A lot of the times, the issue with the new blonding techniques is that people bring in the pictures of the back of the head, maybe a side profile of somebody else. We wanna see what you wanna see. I wanna see the face of the person that you're blonde you love. Because nobody walks around with a mirror looking at the back of their head all day long. They see this. This is the money maker, right? And for us, this is what's most important. If you got a girl that's slightly off center, she's like, and her hair's like this is a great picture for us to deal with. If it's just the back of some girl going like that, honestly, we can get an idea of the techniques and what you're looking for, but we're still gonna have to figure out how to customize the front for you, which is our job, and we can communicate with it, but that's being helpful to your stylist. All right, I hope this video has helped you decide whether you want to go blonde or not. Of course, you can always leave questions in the comments below and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Don't forget to like this video. It helps the channel out. We really appreciate it. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this about what trends and how you can wear them for yourself. I'm Anthony. God bless and peace.